Theme song.
We don't have a theme song.
Are you sure we don't have a theme song? I was pretty sure we had one.
I'm pretty sure we don't, but maybe I'll edit something in later at the end of the show.
I'm the one that does the editing.
Maybe I'll throw something in there. Why not, right?
Be a pleasant surprise.
Because I don't really do much. So, welcome back to episode 2 of the Deadlifting Dorks podcast. Did you think we'd make it 2 episodes, Will?
Didn't think we'd make one episode, to be honest.
Well, that's why we shoot for the stars here. So, getting right into it. We're going to start with a new segment this week called Swole Stories. We got some feedback about episode 1, and people wanted more gym-related stuff. So, you got any swole stories for us, Will?
Yeah, actually I do. I found this leg workout on, I think it's tnation.com. I don't remember how or why I found it. I found it like a year ago. But had to hit legs real quick on Saturday. I only had like a half an hour. And it's like a squat thing, like a pyramid or something like that. It's like I don't know, maybe it's not even a pyramid. But you basically, you do, first set is 30 reps. So you do a weight, you're comfortable with 30 reps. Then you do another set of 20 reps. And then another set of 15, and a set of 15, and a set of 15. And then you end with a set of 30. So you're all doing weights, so you're comfortable with at these reps. And so basically, I think you end up doing like 125 squats. You can't do math that great, but it's like 125 squats. And I literally couldn't walk for like 2 days afterwards. Like I did that Saturday. I woke up Monday morning, and I literally like almost collapsed. It was great.
It sounds horrible, to be perfectly honest with you.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Would do again. Actually, did do again.
You would squat again?
Would squat again, yes.
Nice. Okay.
What about you, Nick?
So, for my swole story, I figured I'd just tell you guys how I got back into like the gym swing of things this past February. So obviously, December and January are kind of like the holiday months where you get the holiday blues and you just kind of eat and like it's shitty and snowy outside. You don't really want to go outside and do much. And then obviously I saw you dropping tons of weight and whatnot. So I was like, I could shed a few pounds, I guess. So starting February 1st, I consulted with you a little bit. And I picked a workout off bodybuilding.com. And I decided to like get back into it. I started back like 3-4 days a week. Just doing like a little bit of cardio, like a mile or two on the treadmill. And then I'd get some lifting in. And I'd just be like dead at the end of each workout just because I like the whole winter and fall I wasn't working out at all. But it was nice to get back to the gym. You just feel a lot better even when you're sore. Like it's a good sore. Like feeling sore is good. I changed my diet a little bit. Well, actually a lot. I used to just eat meals until like I would get full, and that's just not the way to do it. Looking back on it now, I was probably eating like 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day. I don't know. That's just a guesstimate. I don't know. I would every meal like breakfast, lunch, dinner. I'd eat till I'm full, which that's not like a healthy way to go about things, especially when you're not being very active. But since February 1st, I go to the gym like 4 or 5 days a week. It's nice. I feel a lot better. I'm down like about 20 pounds, 21 pounds. But no, I feel a lot better, and it's good. I know it's just benefiting my lifestyle. So that's what I got for this week.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And let me just interject here. You guys can't see Nick, but he's huge as fuck right now.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Like he was always a big guy, but now he's just got these cannons on his arms. Cannons for arms. Check him out. Hit him up on Twitter or something, ladies. Hit him up.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get shredded. That's about it. That's like the goal. Shredded AF.
I think that's all we can ask for.
Isn't that everyone's goal in life?
Should be, if it isn't. All right, let's keep this wagon rolling. All right.
You got it. All right, on to top news. We'll try to cut it down a little bit from last week. So going right into top news, the Arrow producer has confirmed that Flashpoint will have an impact on the show, which I feel like since Arrow and Flash and Supergirl and Legends are all in the same universe, I feel like it just makes sense to do that. With that being said, the Flash producer has said that Flashpoint won't last all season, which I think makes sense, even though I'd love to see a bunch of Flashpoint stuff. How do you feel about Flashpoint not lasting all season?
Yeah, no, I think that it makes sense. It'll probably be like a good 4-episode arc. I feel like you can't drag it out that long for a whole season. Plus, then it would just screw up all the Arrow and Supergirl seasons as well.
Yeah, especially
But
when it just affects like 3 other shows. It can't last
and
that
Legends
long.
too. I forgot about Legends.
Yeah, it's gonna affect they haven't confirmed it's gonna affect Legends, but I'm sure it'll have some impact, even if it's minor.
But anyways, I'm looking to see how Flashpoint will affect all the CW shows. I'm excited for that, and I love Flash, so I will be tuning in.
I will as well. On to our next thing. James Gunn, the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy, has confirmed there will be no Infinity Stones in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I mean, I like the whole concept of Infinity Stones. There's an Infinity Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, so I guess you don't need Infinity Stone in the second one. But I'm sure there'll be ties to Thanos and all that kind of stuff. Would you like to see another Infinity Stone, Will?
No, I don't think we really need to. I mean, we already have 4 out of 6, and Guardians can't be hogging all the Infinity Stones. Plus, I know, I don't know if it's confirmed, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get one in Doctor Strange, and then we'll probably get one in maybe Black Panther or Thor Ragnarok would make more sense actually.
Yeah.
Because I heard something that Thanos is gonna be in it maybe or something like that. So probably gonna get him in Doctor Strange in Ragnarok, which I think would make sense.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I feel like we need to see more of Thanos soon, especially with Infinity War being, what is it, like a year or 2 away. Maybe Thanos will put himself in the mix sooner or later.
Yeah, maybe Ragnarok will be him trying to get some of the stones or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd enjoy that. So on to our
Yeah, I'd definitely watch that.
On to the next one. Jared Leto has said that he wants his Joker in the new Affleck Batman solo film, which will come out in the next couple years. I'd like to see a Joker Batman film, but we got that with The Dark Knight, so who knows if they'll actually do it. They don't want to copy the Nolan trilogy or anything else. What are your thoughts about another Batman Joker film, or even any other villain in the Batman solo film?
Well, the Joker is Batman's fundamental villain. He's the villain. So I think it would make sense to have him in the movie. Cuz he's the ultimate villain to Batman.
Yep.
And if the rumors are true about them doing Red Hood, you need to have Joker for that story.
That's very true. I would love to see a Red Hood Batman film. I think that'd be fantastic.
Completely agree with that.
Another quick little tidbit here. Back over to Marvel. Foggy Nelson is confirmed to appear in The Defenders, and also Patsy Taylor will be in The Defenders. Foggy Nelson is obviously Matt Murdock's best friend, and Patsy Taylor is Jessica Jones's best friend from that respective series. Makes sense, I feel like.
I thought it was Patsy Walker.
Is it Patsy Walker?
I don't know. Maybe I made that up.
I know her first name's Patsy, last name, I guess it's a toss-up.
Thought it was Walker. No worries.
As for them two appearing, I feel like it makes sense. Who knows how big of a role they'll have in the Defenders. Later this week, we are finally getting a new Rogue One trailer. It's going to come Thursday during the Olympic broadcast. Do you think they waited for the Olympics on purpose, Will?
I don't know, but it's definitely a good way to get it out to the masses fast because there's going to be a lot of people tuning into the Olympics.
I certainly agree there. Another Jared Leto tidbit here for our Suicide Squad main topic this week. Leto says that he shot enough footage for a whole Joker movie. Who knows how much he's exaggerating on that one. And he also wishes Suicide Squad was rated R. Your thoughts?
It seems like a lot of footage that they cut if they had enough for a whole movie.
Yeah, I think he's exaggerating a little bit on that. I'm sure he's... Because most of the footage from the trailers we saw wasn't in the movie.
There definitely was some cut footage, but I don't think it was the whole movie's worth. But to the R-rated question, after seeing the movie, I don't think it needed to be rated R.
Yeah.
But maybe this Joker stuff's real, like, gory and violent.
Yeah, maybe that's why they cut it.
I mean, I'd certainly watch it if it was rated R, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yep.
But by a marketing standpoint, it's easier for a PG-13 movie to get out to the masses than an R-rated movie.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. I mean, Leto might just be saying that because of the success that Deadpool has, but I mean, the Suicide Squad rated R movie would have been very cool. But just like you said, I don't think we needed a rated R Suicide Squad movie. And from that segue, we might as well go right into our review of Suicide Squad. Just a little like viewer discretion here. It's going to be full-blown spoilers. So anybody who doesn't want the movie to be spoiled, you might as well just shut this podcast off right now.
Yeah, or you could subscribe to it on iTunes first, then fast forward to the end so we get a play, and then shut the podcast off.
True. Or we could put time, like those time marks in, but we don't know how to do that, so we probably won't do that.
That's a lot of research I'd have to do, so we'll wait on that. You know, if we get more than 5 people listening, maybe we'll start to entertain the ideas of time stamps.
Yeah, maybe if we get that 6th person.
If you guys think we should do timestamps, tweet at us at Deadlifting Dork on Twitter.
True. We love the people's input. Suicide Squad, they had the short origin stories at the beginning, which I enjoyed just because they had so many characters and I wanted to get little tidbits on everyone. Couple cameos, if you want to say what the cameos were. Couple.
Well, hold on, Nick. Do you think we should tell the listeners what the movie's about?
Yeah, if you want to do that.
Well, I mean, obviously, if they're listening to the review, they've probably seen the movie, but just a quick refresher. These are all villains who are assembled on a team to do some good. And the movie's basically their first mission. But the key point to remember is that they're villains, and they're doing this for a shorter sentence, and they have bombs in their heads. Or necks, rather.
They do have bombs in their necks.
Now, back to the review.
So, the origin stories, I liked them. If you want to describe the couple Justice Leaguers that were in there.
Well, for starters, before going into these cameos, which I thoroughly enjoyed the cameos, I think Deadshot's and Harley Quinn's flashbacks or backstories were longer than all the other ones.
Yep.
And I felt a little cheated because while I liked Deadshot and Harley Quinn, I also liked the other characters, and I would have liked to see more of them.
I agree.
Like, I absolutely love Boomerang and Killer Croc, and Croc barely had like a little backstory. Boomerang had one, and it was great because he's robbing a bank, and he gets busted by the Flash. Full-blown Flash in the costume, looking dope as hell.
Yes, that he was. He had the old, the metal suit, and he came in. He said his one corny line, and then that was about it. It was real quick.
Yeah, no, but like it was 5 seconds long, but that's all I needed. I loved
it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing the Flash in action in Justice League.
Yeah, I can't wait for that either. You mentioned Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie. Yeah, it's clear that Deadshot and Harley Quinn are like the main characters. Like they're like the leaders kind of the Suicide Squad. I mean, it's nice to like. It was nice seeing them interact and stuff. I don't know. Like you said, I'd definitely want to see more of the other squad members, but maybe we'll get that in other movies. Who knows? Margot Robbie knocked Harley Quinn out of the park. I thought she killed it as that character.
Yeah, no, she was very good. She had the accent down. She played the loony very well.
She did.
I think all the actors did a good job portraying the characters of the main squad. And Viola Davis was great as Amanda Waller. And of course, the other cameo was Batman. And my boy Ben kills it as Batman. The dude is born to play the role.
Yeah, he just kills it as Batman. The Joker, which everybody wanted to see, and the Joker was marketed very much for this film. I liked what I saw, but I need more to make like a full-blown opinion of him. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I was actually surprised at how much Joker we saw. So the trailer does market it as Joker being a prominent role in the film. But then I was reading some reviews before I had seen the movie, and they're saying like, oh, Joker's barely in this, like, he's not utilized, blah, 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 stuff like that. So I go into the movie expecting to see, like, no Joker, and I was really surprised at how much Joker we actually got. And I did enjoy Jared Leto, but like you said, I have not seen enough of him to really make an opinion. But I like the direction he's taking the role in. I like he's a gangster. He's like he's like Scarface, but the Joker. Like, and I like that, but I also hopefully think he's still a crazy, psychotic, like deranged man, because that's what I love about the Joker, that he's crazy. And we did see stuff that he's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's like batshit crazy. That one scene with like they're in the club and then Common comes in and he was rumored to play like the Tattoo Man in the DC universe, but Joker just ends up shooting him. And I was
no, but he is the Tattoo Man.
Yeah, but I thought we were gonna get like the tattoos coming off his skin and like stuff like that, but no, he just got shot in the face.
That's what it wasn't Zack Snyder, so I can't blame him for this. But they love killing characters like 5 minutes after introducing them, aka Jimmy Olsen.
Very true.
Never forget.
So the tone changed quite a bit in this film, like between dark and humorous. I feel like I couldn't tell if they were trying to go dark or they were trying to go humorous. Like there was no really middle ground for me on that. And then also the plot got really confusing, at least for me personally, at times. Like the plot had its holes.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny, which I enjoy, because I love comedy. But I didn't think the plot was that confusing. I will admit it was bland towards the end. But I thought it was pretty straightforward. What exactly were your qualms with the plot? Maybe I could help clarify.
I just got confused. So like, Enchantress like takes over the city and they assemble like the squad, and then Rick Flag's leading them, and he like won't tell them why they were assembled. He like says it's a terrorist attack when it's clearly like not. And then they like get to that building, and Amanda Waller ends up being at the top of the building. Like I didn't get that. Like they didn't go after Enchantress, and then like once they like go to the roof of the building, and then Waller just leaves, and then she's like, a plane's gonna come pick you guys up. And I was like, so everyone's just gonna leave and like let the city be completely destroyed?
Yeah, their mission wasn't to stop Enchantress. Their mission the whole time was to rescue Amanda Waller.
Did she she needed rescuing?
Yeah, she was stuck in the town or city, whatever, Midway City. She was stuck there, so she needed rescuing. So she assembled the Suicide Squad with Rick Flag at command to come and rescue her. But after Rick Flag, he's in love with Dr. Moon, aka Enchantress, so he was like, I want to go after her and save her, and then the whole squad followed with him, and that's when it turned into Suicide Squad versus Enchantress. But that was never their original mission. Their mission was always just to rescue Amanda Waller. That was it.
So say Rick Flag like wasn't dating June slash Enchantress, so they were just gonna leave and like just let the city crumble. That I don't know. That's just what throws me off. I know it's not a huge thing, but I don't know. I just found it odd.
Well, my assumption is they had soldiers there. The soldiers maybe would have tried to stop June Moon slash Enchantress, or they'd hope like Batman comes. I don't know. I don't think, but Argus. I think she does still work for Argus, right? Or is that only in?
No, I'm pretty sure she still works for Argus too.
Okay, so I don't think Argus's main priority was save the city or whatever. It was just save Amanda Waller.
Well, that makes more sense. I don't know. That just wasn't that clear to me in the movie.
No, it's still a little wonky. It was still a little wonky. Like, I feel like you had to kind of... Because you're not the only person I've heard say that, so you kind of have to, like, pay more attention when you're watching it.
I mean, I definitely plan on going to see it again just to, like, clear out all, like, the tiny questions and stuff I had. And also because I very much enjoyed the film. Slipknot died very quickly. As predicted. Head blown off. Yeah, what'd you think of his head being blown off, I guess?
Well, he's literally only in the movie just to show that the explosive bombs actually do work. Which is what I totally knew from the trailers. You can see in the trailers, but then also when you watch the movie, you can figure that out because, like you talked about those intros in the beginning, he's not in the intro. We never see him in prison or whatever. He just shows up, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is Slipknot. He can climb ropes really good." And then Boomerang gets him to try to escape, and boom, he's dead.
Yeah, because he's like the Suicide Squad rolls up like at the same time to like the army base, I guess you could call it, and then like all of a sudden like Slipknot, they like throw him out of like a van. They're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, we got this fucking guy," and then it just obviously they didn't like go into him at all. Cool battle scenes. Like that first initial street fight I thought was pretty cool in Midway City. Deadshot just fucking hops right on the roof of the car and just like unleashes hell on everyone. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that scene. I thought that was sick. But after that, it got kind of boring for me. This is one of the reasons I had a couple problems with the film. Was those not the villains, but like their army that they made, just like the mutant monsters or whatever. They're just kind of boring because like they're just fighting waves and waves of them, and that bored me. It reminded me of like Age of Ultron, where there's just a bunch of Ultron bots. I thought that was kind of boring, but like. It didn't bother me because I liked the characters so much that I just liked watching them more and more.
They like showed how like those mutant soldiers were made. So like Enchantress, like they like kidnap a bunch of like police officers / soldiers, and then Enchantress like makes out with them, and then they end up turning into mutants, which I thought was kind of funny. I don't know if they were trying to be funny or not, but I like thought in my head I was like, Enchantress has to make out with like thousands of people. That was just a little stupid thing I thought of.
Wait, she actually like made out with them? I thought she just like did
some
voodoo
magic.
Like
they showed one part where she's out in front of like that building, and they like toss one guy up to her, and she like makes out with him, and then he turns into that like mutiny guy.
That's wicked funny, actually. Yeah, she probably kissed a lot of dudes. I don't.
That's
think
what I was
would
thinking.
Be happy about that.
It's a lot of kissing. Rick Flag dating Enchantress, or when I say Enchantress, I also mean June. Did you like that little tidbit?
I think it made a little more sense as to why he would be involved with the team. He's sort of her handler, like he's trying to protect her. So I get that. I don't think it mattered that much. Like, I don't care, but it made more sense as to why he was there. And I guess in turn, it made sense as to why they were going up against
Yeah,
Enchantress
I
at
read
the
a
end.
couple things that were like people disliked that, but I thought it made like the plot maybe not better, but it helped it like you said towards the end, and it like leads up to like the final battle and stuff. So I didn't mind it. I didn't like it was just kind of there. Like it didn't really phase me at all. Um
Yeah, maybe it bothered people because it doesn't happen in the comics, I don't think.
yeah, I don't think it does.
But it just changed that works for the movie, so I don't see a problem with it.
So most of the characters very like they were very well developed, like the main characters, like the squad themselves. But they just the whole villain thing kind of not caught me off guard, but I was kind of sitting there like, what? Like the fact that Enchantress's brother ends up being like the main villain for a little bit until like she gets her like full power range, and I feel like it was a lackluster villain in my opinion.
Well, I disagree with you, but I also agree with you. I disagree with you saying all the characters were developed, because I feel like we only got development for Harley Quinn and Deadshot. We got a whole lot of them, and I didn't get enough of the other characters. That's another problem I have with the film. I loved the characters so much that I wanted to see more of them, and we only really got Deadshot and Harley Quinn.
I thought we got a good amount of Diablo, El Diablo. That was more than what I thought we were gonna get out of him.
We did get more Diablo than other characters, which I did enjoy that, but I still would have liked more. I mean, his backstory was good, like how he killed his whole family by accident. Yeah, I mean, hate when that happens. But yeah, like that was good. But like, I don't know why I have such an affinity for Captain Boomerang. I just wanted more Boomerang, and I didn't get enough.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna do more, maybe just because I watched Arrow and Flash, and like he was on both of those shows for a couple episodes. So I thought they were gonna do more, but they really didn't.
And like Killer Croc too, there was nothing on him, nothing on Katana. She's a really interesting character. I mean, they did show her like talking to her sword because her husband's in there, and they talked about how like her sword has all the souls of everyone she's ever killed with the blade. So like that's cool and all, but I just wanted more of all the other characters. But so, anyways, I disagree with that, but I do agree with the villains. The villains were boring, lackluster, like you said. I would say.
You kind of hit on this earlier, but there were parts of the movie that were very like very boring. Like we said after that first like fight in the street, there was just kind of like a lull in the action for a while. But I thought it got a lot better as like the end came up. So in my opinion, the first half was very like besides like the quick origin stories and stuff they did like that. I don't know what you think.
I really liked the first half. Like I liked the origin stories. I thought like seeing them in prison was kind of fun. Like them trying to get recruited. I thought that was fun. Like Deadshot's scene where he's shooting all the targets and stuff. That was cool.
Yeah.
The end I liked too. I thought the end was fun, but that's where I had a lot of my problems.
Yeah, one thing that I thought was funny, I don't know if they were trying to be funny, but at the end, you know, like Enchantress kind of takes over Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Rick Flag, and like El Diablo's minds for like a split second. And so like Harley Quinn's like perfect world or whatever was her and the Joker like being normal and like having kids and stuff.
Well, I think that they were supposed to be like fantasizing of like what they want most in the world or something. So Harley Quinn wants Joker, makes sense. El Diablo wants his family back, and Deadshot wants Batman dead because then he wouldn't be in prison and he'd still be with his daughter. Or at least that's how I'm taking it. I mean, it's still kind of funny because they're all like with their families,
and like Batman's just dead on the ground.
Batman.
I thought that was funny. I don't know if they were obviously they weren't trying to be funny, but I got a good little chuckle out of that.
That was another thing that bothered me though. Was during that scene, we're to assume that she did that to all the members of the Suicide Squad, but we only see their those four: Rick Flag, El Diablo, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn. And again, I'm going back to Captain Boomerang. All I wanted was just to see Captain Boomerang just like having sex with a pink unicorn or something. Because earlier in the movie, they say he has a pink unicorn fetish, and like he has a pink stuffed unicorn with him. So all I wanted was you see his happy place, and it's just him banging a pink unicorn. I would have died. But in general, they didn't show any, like, they didn't show his fantasy, katanas, Killer Crocs. I bet Killer Crocs could have been hilarious. They didn't show that. Again, just they kept focusing on Deadshot, Harley Quinn, and then for this particular scene, El Diablo, because they're building him up for the climax. Actually, Killer Croc wasn't there. He was swimming with the soldiers getting the bomb. So I'll give him a pass on that, but just really wanted Captain Boomerang with a pink unicorn.
Carried around that stuffed unicorn with him in his, his jacket pocket.
I thought it was hilarious, and Jai Courtney, he got so swole for the role of Captain Boomerang. It's awesome.
Yeah, he is. I kind of want that little like fleece.
That's such like a Boston thing. I feel like if you wore like one of those, like I just imagine that's what Matt Damon and Ben Affleck wear when they like hang out at bars in Boston. They probably don't do that, and I feel like that's also, I guess it must be an Australian thing. But like I feel like those like windbreakers is such a Boston guy thing to do.
I think it could be. What else do we got here? So Scott Eastwood's character ended up being like
absolutely no one.
Before the movie came out that he might end up being Nightwing or possibly Deathstroke, but neither of those were the case. He ended up just being like a lieutenant or something under Rick Flag, which whatever. I guess they just put him in the movie so maybe more people would come see it. I don't know. Just a big name in the cast. I was kind of disappointed by that. I don't know how about you feel.
I mean, I thought he did a good job in the movie. I like him. And I think it was hilarious that he was like no one at all, because the internet was like, who is he? Because they just assumed he was someone important.
Did he die in the movie?
I don't know if he died, because you don't really see him after.
Yeah, he like put the bomb on the ceiling. And then, like,
swimming underwater?
It just kind of blows up after that, and you're like,
yeah.
Where'd he go?
So if Croc survives, I have to assume he survived. But you know what? We probably won't see him in a sequel anyways.
Very
because
true.
He's irrelevant. But speaking of deaths, did Diablo die?
Don't know. They made it seem like he died. At first, when he like quote unquote died, I was like, oh no, he'll probably be back in like 10 minutes. And then he just never came back after turning into that huge tiki torch looking motherfucker.
Well, no, actually, he turned into the tiki torch motherfucker. He threw down with Enchantress's brother, whose name I can't remember right now. But it doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's not important. So he threw down. He was the tiki torch guy, and then he beat the brother or whatever, and then he was a regular dude again. And then they blew up, I think. So he turned into a human again.
I could have sworn he
and
was
then
still
they
the
blew
tiki torch, but human or tiki torch, he ended up dying. Apparently. Allegedly. Well, now he's back with his family that he killed.
Well, I guess it's good for him then. I want to say in the New 52 run of Suicide Squad, he did die. I could totally be wrong.
Yeah.
Because I read that like a while ago. I think a lot of the team members of Suicide Squad die, as you can imagine.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Name.
Is this the most comic booky movie so far in the DC universe, do you think?
Well, considering we only have Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman,
yes.
Very hard yes. It has to be. It's definitely comic booky. There's tons of superpowered people, and like it felt a little more hyper realistic, like a comic book. Than it didn't seem as grounded as BVS and Man of Steel. So it's definitely the most comic book.
Not everyone's just pissed off 24/7.
Yeah, they were having a lot of fun. The people in the movie. Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. You know who didn't enjoy the movie? All the critics. It is getting horrible reviews by critics for some reason. Rotten Tomatoes has it, I think, even below BVS right now, which I don't agree with that at all.
Last time I checked, there was a 26 on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't remember what BVS was, but that's not good.
That's just like, I don't know what the movie obviously has its flaws, as does every movie that comes out, but it is not a 26 out of 100, certainly.
Yeah, no, the movie's far from perfect, but there's definitely enough good in it for it should be fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it should be in the 60s, I would say. Like, it's not a 93% Rotten
Yeah,
Tomatoes type of thing, but like, it's not that bad. Like, it's a fun, enjoyable movie. Like, I had a lot of fun watching it. I want to see it again. You know what? It's better than Thor 2. It's better than Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3. And I bet those movies, because they got the Marvel Studios on it, they're probably like high 70s on Rotten Tomatoes. And I'm not a DC versus Marvel guy. I like both of them. I'm just saying, like, Thor 2's not that great, and I'm sure people look at it like it's a better film than Suicide
just
Squad.
a bunch of Marvel fanboys over at Rotten Tomatoes, huh?
It's funny though, because I'm pretty sure I heard Warner Brothers owns
Oh,
Rotten
do they?
Tomatoes, and they
Is that?
also own DC.
Can I quote you on that?
But I heard that. You can
Great.
quote me on it, but I don't know if it's true. But also, I don't think people should listen to critics and Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. If you want to see a movie, go see the movie. Make your own opinion. Because just because someone says shit doesn't mean you're not going to like it. Like, maybe you like shitty stuff. I'm not saying this movie's shit. I'm not saying this movie's shit, though.
No, I
That's not what
agree.
I'm
People
saying.
need to go to the theater or whatever you want to do and just form your own opinion about it. Don't let critics defer you from the film. Make your own opinion. Do you think we'll get a sequel?
I hope we get a sequel. Or if not, like a bunch of spin-offs, or we'll see the characters again at least. I mean, I know a Harley Quinn solo project is in the works, I believe. And I read this online. It's someone's idea. I don't know who. I forget who. But it's genius, and I want to see this movie. It's Harley Quinn and Joker, Bonnie and Clyde style. Like them just going out, doing some crimes in a blaze or whatever, and then at the end, Batman can stop
That'd be
him. That
great.
sounds awesome to me. I would totally watch
That'd be
that
so
movie.
cool. Harley Quinn spinoff would be cool. Would you like a Deadshot spinoff, or would you like any other Squatter spinoff?
I don't know if a Deadshot solo movie would work, but they could totally throw him in the Batman movie.
That'd be cool to see Will Smith and Affleck going at it.
That'd be awesome. But going off of Deadshot, I just want to say how great Will Smith was. His movies recently have been pretty bad, but this is like throwback 1990s summer blockbuster Will Smith, like Men in Black,
Classic Will
Independence
Smith.
Day. It's great. He's back.
We got him back, full blown. I think welcome to Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
I think he worked out well because he wasn't like the spotlight wasn't on him the entire movie. Like he got to like just bounce off the other cast, and like they were bouncing stuff off each other, and I think it just worked out well because there wasn't like one full blown like main character per se. So I thought they did a nice job of that.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of chemistry between all the actors in the movie, this is why it was so fun to watch. Like the characters,
Yeah, absolutely.
they're so good together.
Just a quick little thing about a Suicide Squad sequel. Would you like to see like a Suicide Squad sequel, but with a different squad assembled, like different members, like a whole new team?
Maybe not a whole new team, but if they did like a rotating roster, that could be pretty cool. Like maybe in the Flash movie, we see Captain Boomerang again, and Flash takes him down or whatever, so he's not in the Suicide Squad movie, and they like replace him with someone else or something. That would be cool. But like I like these characters, and I want to see them again in other movies, whether it's a sequel or a spin-off or just a crossover into someone else's movie.
We don't really have a rating system here, but final thoughts on Suicide Squad? Just would you recommend it to a friend?
Well, I got some points I want to say.
Absolutely.
The soundtrack is killer.
I already downloaded the soundtrack, and I'll probably listen to it at the gym tomorrow.
I cannot stop listening to the soundtrack.
Not a terrible
actually,
problem to have.
problem.
Could have worse.
It's not. Yeah, it could be worse. But I would recommend that you go see this movie. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's just a summer popcorn movie with explosions and cool stuff.
I completely
It's
agree
definitely
with
worth
you.
seeing.
I would also recommend it to a friend. So if any of my friends are listening to this podcast, I highly suggest go seeing Suicide Squad in a theater near you.
Or if you want to go
you
far
could.
away, I guess you could do that
probably
too,
not
right?
the best idea, but go for it. So on to our next segment here. we're calling it the Weekly Roundup. That's kind of a penciled in name because we're really bad with segment names. So for this segment, we just kind of say what we've been up to this past week. We don't do it at the beginning because I don't know why. We just don't. So what have you been up to this week, Will?
Well, in preparation for Suicide Squad, I watched The Dark Knight, which I realized the movie's great. Heath Ledger, awesome. But I realized how awful
his Batman voice?
Christian Bale's voice as Batman is. His Batman voice is so bad. Like, I was laughing at some points because it's so comical. It's not good. So I'm much happier with Ben Affleck's whatever they do to his voice. I definitely think that's a good move because that.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's just not good.
I would have liked to hear Ben Affleck's attempt at like a Batman voice, but it makes more sense that he has like a voice changing mic in his helmet.
Yeah, no, I'm really glad they went with that. That makes a lot more sense to me. But so I watched that. And I also read the graphic novel Joker. Got it on Comixology. It was on sale because of Suicide Squad coming out. It's like a Joker solo. It's him getting out of Arkham and then trying to get all his like stuff back from the other villains that have taken over his turf. It's fun. It's a good read. And then I actually watched a lot of movies this week, so I'm just gonna go with Dark Knight. But I also listened to the new Blink-182 album finally. Always loved Blink-182. One of my favorite bands. New album's pretty good. There's no Tom DeLonge in it. Not a big deal. I always like Mark Hoppus better. I think the album's good.
Nice.
I listened to it on Spotify.
So
Definitely
this
worth checking
week,
out.
I started Stranger Things, the Netflix original series. It is phenomenal, to say the least. I actually finished it up earlier this morning. It's got Winona Ryder in it. She's like the main character, kind of. I kind of want to give like a quick synopsis, but I really don't want to give away a spoiler, so this is going to be a shitty synopsis. So Winona Ryder has a son. He like goes missing. She goes to find him, and then she can't find him. There's like this sketchy like government facility in town that does like weird experiments and stuff. David Harbour's in it. He plays the chief of the police that are in the town. He's also actually in Suicide Squad. Not a big role in Suicide Squad. He plays like a lieutenant or a senator or something. I don't know. But Stranger Things is it's set in the 80s. It looks very 80s from like the title screen to like the outfits to even how they talk. But so Winona Ryder and the Chief Hopper, David Harbour, are trying to find her son. And then there's some really extraterrestrial type crazy stuff going on. And I really don't want to spoil anything, but I really suggest watching it. It's only 8 episodes. Episodes vary from like 45 minutes to like 55 minutes, so it's not like a huge commitment. And obviously it's Netflix, so you can pick and choose how many episodes you watch. Did you also start this, Will? Okay.
I watched the first episode last night, actually. I thought it was awesome. It really hooked me in.
No?
But my girlfriend did not like it.
Quote unquote?
She said it was horrible. But she's
wow.
Quote unquote, this show's horrible. But she's a girl and she's boring. Anyways, I wanted to watch another episode. I would have watched like 4 more last night, but she was like, "This show's horrible." So we put on something else, which I'm actually going to talk about right now because I want to talk about this because this movie's really interesting. Okay. It's called Hard Candy. And it's about this 14-year-old girl who's chatting with a 32-year-old guy online. It's the girl's actually played by Ellen Page, who played Kitty Pryde in X-Men. But so she like meets up with this guy, and like maybe he's a pedophile, maybe he's not. And then she goes to his house, and then she like starts torturing him and stuff. It's pretty crazy. You don't know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy in the whole movie. It's definitely worth checking out. That's Hard Candy. It's been out for a while now.
Just another weekly roundup thing for me. Yesterday I went to New York for the first time. Besides, I've driven through New York like twice. But I don't really count that as going. But I went with my dad and I caught a Yankees game. Never been to Yankee Stadium, obviously, since I've never been to New York. But it was a blast. Had a good time. We were gonna stay over, but New York's just so fucking expensive, and I just don't have much money. So, but that's besides the point. Yankees lost because they suck. But I'm a Red Sox fan. But whatever. Saturdays were for the boys, so me and my dad went to New York. Is that all you got for the week? You want to move on to our final segment?
All I have to say is yay sports.
Yay sports! I know you're a huge sports fanatic.
Love sporting around and athleticisms. Anyways, moving on.
Our final segment we got here is the tweet segment. We have 4 tweets this week, which is one more than last week. Our first tweet is from @ConnorMalagna. He says, "Great first show, guys." Hey, thanks, man. Do you think Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, etc. will be in Justice League, either Justice League 1 or 2? What do you think?
Well, I've never heard of this character, etc. So I'm gonna go ahead and say he's probably not in the movie.
Yeah, I don't think etc. will be in there either.
Anyways, there is 7 members to the Justice League, so I'm assuming, or I'm hoping we'll see another member show up. I feel like Green Lantern makes more sense, but I really just want it to be Shazam, because I love Shazam. So, gonna go with Green Lantern, but I'd rather it be Shazam.
I feel like we need a 7th member of the Justice League. I know all like the Justice League posters we have right now just have the 6 that are confirmed. I'd love to see Green Lantern, but he hasn't been cast yet, so who knows when he'll pop up. Maybe he is already cast and they're just hiding it under wraps. But we do have a Green Lantern Corpse movie coming out. It's not for a while, I think, like 2019 maybe. It's a very long time. But Martian Manhunter, that'd be cool. I don't really know where they'd toss him in, but I'd love to see him. Also, maybe we'd get Shazam. There is a Shazam movie confirmed for like 2018, so who knows if he'll pop up. I think that'd be great. He also isn't cast yet, but his like anti-hero Black Adam is cast. Obviously, it's The Rock, because The Rock can play any role. Most versatile actor of all time. So I don't know. I think Shazam would be really cool. I think it would kind of be like a out of left field kind of thing, and nobody would really see that coming if he popped up in Justice League.
Rob Riggle for Shazam.
Hashtag Rob Riggle for Shazam.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. Rob Riggle for Shazam.
All right. You heard it here first. Rob Riggle, if you're listening, get on that Shazam. Our next tweet we got here is from Corner Sheehy. He says, Suicide Squad has a 31 on Rotten Tomatoes. This must have been the other day, so it's actually at a 26 now. Could this be the next shitty thing since the Fantastic Four reboot? I know you love the reboot, so let's get into it.
I hate the reboot. That movie's garbage. I went to see that opening night, and I regret every moment of it. And the answer is no, Suicide Squad is not the next Fan Four stick. Moving on, next question.
I agree. It is not Fantastic Four reboot, because Fantastic Four reboot is absolute trash. Our next question here is from _Jakeylicious. He says, any Oscar bait movies this year that you are really looking forward to? Also, any predictions you'd like to make? So an Oscar bait movie is a movie that's made like pretty much strictly for the Academy Awards to win and or be nominated for Academy Awards. So I don't know what portion of this question you want to go to. I guess we'll just start with any movies you're looking forward to.
I don't really follow the Academy Awards or anything like that.
Yep.
But I'm looking forward to the movie The Account with Ben Affleck and Anna Kendrick. It looks pretty good. It seems interesting enough.
Love it.
I don't know if it's an Oscar contender, but again, my boy Benny's in it, so it's probably good. And then the other movie I'm looking forward to is, I think it's like Dunkirk, whatever it is. It's the new Christopher Nolan movie about World War II.
Dunkirk, I think it is.
Dunkirk, it looks sick. I saw the trailer in IMAX when I saw Suicide Squad. It was unreal.
Unreal.
That's probably an Oscar contender, I guess. I don't know. Did Interstellar get an Oscar or something? Academy Award?
What was the question?
I don't know. Just you can go now. I'm totally out of my element here.
So I watch the Oscars every year. As for like predictions, I'm really bad at predictions even when it's not Oscar related. But as for Oscar bait films, I just assume that any like cast where it's like a very well put together cast, like a bunch of big names. So for Oscar bait, I put The Magnificent Seven just because the cast is very well put together. Like you got Denzel Washington, you got Chris Pratt, you got Vincent D'Onofrio, you got Ethan Hawke, like a lot of big names. So I don't know if it'll be like a kind of Hateful Eight kind of thing. Like I don't know, because Hateful Eight was nominated for a few Oscars, but is you think the Western's coming back? A lot of Western movies.
Seems to be, and it all started with Django, I think.
Django Unchained.
Well, yeah, not Django, Rechained.
Yeah,
that's the sequel.
Regular Django was the prequel. Django Unchained was the sequel.
That's the one with the lizard, right? Oh no, that's Rango.
Yep, Rango. Close.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm totally cool with westerns coming back.
Other Oscar baits, just real quick. I'm just gonna list them off. The Founder with Michael Keaton playing the guy who founded McDonald's. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like Keaton is always he's always got like an Oscar nomination in his back pocket, so maybe he'll get a Best Leading Actor nom. There's a new Woody Allen movie coming out called Cafe Society. It's also got like a well-known cast, like Jesse Eisenberg's in it, Kristen Stewart. I feel like Woody Allen has always got like a Best Screenplay nomination, so maybe he'll get a nomination. Who knows? There's a movie coming out called Sully. It's about like the Hudson River fucking plane crash landing, but it didn't.
The water landing.
Yeah, the water landing. Tom Hanks is actually playing Captain Sully, so who knows? Maybe he'll get a leading actor nom. Clint Eastwood, I think his last directing thing was American Sniper, which was also very good. So who knows with that one? The Infiltrator with Bryan Cranston. Bryan Cranston's good in whatever he does. He's good in everything. So those are kind of my Oscar baits. Maybe Snowden. I don't know if they made that for Oscar bait or not. And then predictions. Yeah, kind of threw a couple predictions in there. Maybe a dark horse. John Goodman in 10 Cloverfield Lane. I know you saw that.
Oh, that movie's awesome.
Maybe a Best Supporting Actor nom for Goodman, who's never been nominated for an Academy Award, I don't think.
He's great in that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, go see it right now. Turn the podcast off. Go to the store, buy the Blu-ray, rent it on iTunes, Redbox, whatever. Watch that movie. You don't need to see Cloverfield. See 10 Cloverfield Lane.
All right. Just a couple other movies that I'm gonna see. Manchester by the Sea. It has Casey Affleck and Kyle Chandler in it. I heard it's very good. I need to see it. I know it's like set in Boston, Manchester by the Sea, obviously. So I'll probably see that. I know it's already been out. The Mark Wahlberg Patriots Day movie is coming out in December, I think. That also has John Goodman in it. Obviously, I'm going to go see Rogue One and Doctor Strange when those come out for comic book movies. They come out later this year. You mentioned The Accountant. I want to see that. And there's one sci-fi movie called Passengers. It has Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt in it. They're like stranded on like a planet or a spaceship or something. I don't know.
Our next question comes from Chris Stanton.
When people say a movie is quote unquote for the fans, is that becoming an excuse for bad movies? What do you got for this one?
I hope not. I don't think anyone said Fantastic Four was for the fans.
That's very true.
It's an excuse, yes, but that's for the critics, not for a bad movie, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like you can only use for the fans in like certain situations. I feel like it's mostly like movies that are based.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was our last tweet. We're going to try to end off the podcast better than we did last week. So do we have a topic for next week? No, we'll probably make that up later.
You know what? Why don't anyone that's listening tweet us at Deadlifting Dork, or you can tweet myself at Big Willie Beats. That's with a Z. Or you can tweet Nick at Staldy_. Tell us what you think next week's episode should be about.
But don't tell us too late, or else we won't have time to watch or read, whatever.
If not, maybe we could do Stranger Things if I finish it.
Oh, that'd be a good topic, I think.
Yeah, if I finish it, we could do that. But let us know, listeners, what you think.
Let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast.
Yes, and leave us a nice review.
We have 2 reviews right now from the good folks who listen to the Deadlifting Dorks podcast. Yeah, subscribe, listen, review, or all of the above. Whatever you like to do, your choice. You mentioned our Twitter names. So, we don't have any cool catchphrases to end off on either, huh?
Nope, we don't. Thanks for listening, guys. This is the end.
Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.